Hi, I'm Claire Brooks, President of ModelPeople, a global brand insights and strategy consultancy. And I'm also the author of a new book, Marketing with Strategic Empathy. In prior videos in this series, I explored how many successful global corporations have democratized the way that they form marketing strategy. Now, every manager, even every employee, must become a strategist, using their knowledge and experience to shape marketing strategy dynamically. To empower this process, organizations of any size, whether for profit or not for profit, must nurture empathy with their consumers or customers. I also introduced the strategic empathy process, which nurtures empathy across the organization as a basis for dynamic marketing strategy activation. In my book, I show how this process has been proven to lead to marketing success in over 50 case studies. In this video, I'll introduce a new model for framing strategic empathy, and I'll talk about some immersive research methodologies and tools which help managers realize this model for their own brands. Core to the idea of strategic empathy is a deep understanding of what the organization's brand, product or cause means to consumers and customers. Meaning must speak to the customer's own context, their lives, their goals, hopes, dreams and fears. Truly powerful brands, whether for profit or not for profit, engage their users in a narrative rich with emotional and cultural meaning. A narrative which reflects the user's needs, emotions, culture and values better than the competition. This marketing narrative comprises facts, stories, symbols and other brand positioning elements, such as packaging or communications. In my consulting business, we use the model I just showed you as the framework for designing immersive empathy research. Throughout this immersive research, we're asking the question, how can the brand create distinctive emotional and cultural meaning? Now let's take a look at some immersive empathy research methodologies and tools. The goal of immersive research is to enable managers to develop empathy with consumers and customers by taking a journey in their shoes. This involves observing firsthand their lives, their hopes, their fears, their dreams, and their engagement with the organization's brands. I'll talk briefly about a couple of key immersive research methodologies and show you some interview footage from some of the case studies in the book. In the book, I explain in detail how to do each of these methodologies. Ethnographic research is the study of human behavior in the context of socio-cultural systems and everyday practices. Therefore, it's become an essential immersive research methodology for managers who want to understand consumer behavior and what influences it in depth. Classic ethnographic research immerses the researcher with the participant for a long period of time, months, even years. But in the commercial context, cost and lead time constraints mean we typically only have a few hours to spend with each participant. I've found that the best way to overcome these constraints is to design a semi-structured ethnographic interview protocol, which leaves time for unstructured observation and discussion. This is where the real ahas often occur, when you least expect it. There are several types of ethnographic question to use in these types of interview, and I cover these in detail in Chapter 5 of the book. An ethnographic interview is conducted within the relevant context. Go where the participant uses your product, bonds with friends, shops for food, or heats up lunch at work. And don't define context too narrowly. If you're studying denim jeans, for example, don't forget the context of a woman's entire casual wardrobe, all of the choices she might make when putting an outfit together. Semiotics, which I'll define simply as the study of signs in culture, is an essential component in an ethnographic study because it creates breadth and depth of cultural context and also adds to our understanding of non-conscious cultural drivers. In semiotics analysis, we're looking for visual evidence of culture as the context for consumer beliefs and practices. When we talk about culture, we might mean human culture, such as motherhood or tween bonding. We might mean product category culture, such as fitness activities or baby food. Or we might mean brand culture, all the signs and symbols which define a brand, such as logos, colours or imagery. In the book, you'll find case studies which explain how we do this kind of analysis. However, it's important to note that semiotics is a complex specialist field which is rapidly developing new approaches for marketing strategy. I always record context and semiotics using photos and video with the participants' permission. In the last video, we talked about the power of moving pictures in socializing insights across the organization to inspire emergent marketing strategy formation. Chapter 8 of the book explains in detail how to shoot and edit ethnographic film. Here are a couple of examples from case studies which appear in the book. One's a gaming study and one's a meal prep study.
Ugh, look how dirty you are.
Now, can you tell us what you're doing, Mary?
Giving him a bath. You can check their status, like, oh my gosh, she's really hungry. It says famished and parched.
Does that mean you were a bad owner if she's really hungry?
Actually, no, I'm a top handler.
You are?
Ooh. This would be a great idea to have a big display of these new recipes and have these items all together. I mean, have a small cooler and do the meat. You could do the cheese, and then even the produce that you would need, you could have it all right here. Have a couple different recipes every week to keep it new, to keep it fresh. It kind of says that you care more about the family, more about the shopper. Help them out by saying, here's a meal. Here's a way that you can get your family to sit down at the table and spend quality time together and eat a home-cooked meal. They put the needs of the family before making the dollar.
The book also explores the use of newer ethnographic approaches, such as mobile or online ethnography, which facilitate longitudinal or asynchronous observation when the researcher cannot be present. In-depth interviews, or IDIs, are informal conversations between a researcher and a single participant, guided by a semi-structured interview protocol. In empathy research, the researcher's goal is a rich, nuanced conversation which uncovers conscious and non-conscious beliefs, emotions, motivations, and behaviours. To achieve this, the researcher uses specialised tools such as reflective listening, deep visualisation, laddering, and metaphor elicitation. In the following clip, from a case study in Chapter 8 of the book, you'll see some of these tools at work. How does the Zyrtec change things?
Nose stops dripping, stops sneezing, and that, in turn, lets me be who I want to be, the father I want to be, the husband, the person, the friend. It represents identity and purpose. It just changes the sense of going from constraint to the freedom to be who I am.
And then when you're back with them, with the family, how does that feel?
It feels normal and relaxed and happy, almost like a reconciliation, like I'm back. And to me, this is feeling back in sync with my family and my friends again, as opposed to feeling disconnected, reconnecting with them and feeling like we're existing in the same universe again, and we can do the same things and enjoy the same things again.
I've enjoyed sharing these approaches, methodologies, and tools with you. And there are many more case studies and how-to details in my book. And don't forget to visit the Strategic Empathy page on the ModelPeople website to read more.